Cast of characters is growing in the Russian collusion scandal as President Trump's son comes under more scrutiny.
And Donald Trump Jr.'s own words of denial could be coming back to haunt him.
KCAL9 political reporter Bryan joins us now to sort out all the latest developments. Dave.
Yeah, every day this week there's been a jump in this story, and today is no exception. It's the latest twist in the mysterious story of Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting last year with a Russian lawyer, and now we find out a Russian-American lobbyist as well, who are well connected to the rich and powerful in Russia. A story which has changed every day this week with new information that the president's son had not revealed. Another player has emerged in that June 2016 Trump Tower meeting between Donald Trump Jr. and Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya. Despite Trump Jr.'s insistence, he disclosed everything there was to know about the meeting with the release of several emails Tuesday.
So as far as you know, as far as this incident is concerned, this is all of it. This is everything. This is everything.
Now comes news that Russian-American lobbyist Renat Akshin was also in attendance. Akshin told the Associated Press he was in the room for the 20 to 30-minute meeting with Trump's eldest son and Veselnitskaya. That also included publicist Rob Goldstone, campaign chair for Paul Manafort, and Donald Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, who's now a top advisor to the president. And CNN has learned at least two others were in the room as well, a translator and a representative of the Agarilov family. Jeffrey Mankoff is a Russian foreign policy expert at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. He told CBS News a meeting like that should not be taken lightly.
Going into meetings with people who have Kremlin ties on the part of anybody who's in national politics without thoroughly vetting who they are, what they're doing, is politically and possibly legally quite dangerous. Being reached out to by representatives of the Russian government or intelligence services should certainly spark red flags and prompt a call to the FBI.
Akshin, seen here in a Russian news report, was born in the Soviet Union, served in its military, and has suspected ties now to Russian intelligence. He is now an American citizen. He lives here in Washington, D.C., but was unavailable for comment. Akshin is a registered lobbyist for Veselnitskaya's organization that has focused on overturning the American sanctions against human rights abuses in Russia, according to lobbying records. Akshin's lobbying caught the attention of Senator Chuck Grassley, who described him as a Russian immigrant acting as an unregistered agent for Russian interests with ties to Russian intelligence. That was in a letter to Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly requesting Akshin's immigration history earlier this year. Akshin denied to the Washington Post that he served as a Russian intelligence agent, saying, "I never worked for the Russian government. I served as a soldier for 2 years. At no time have I ever worked for the Russian government or any of its agencies. I was not an intelligence officer. Never." Huntington Beach Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher was reportedly lobbied by Akshin on 2 Russian-related issues. But a couple of months ago, Rohrabacher described Akshin to CNN as someone with an ulterior motive who's involved with people who've got an agenda and has international connections to different groups in Russia, and would not rule out the possibility that he might still be connected to Russian security services. On Friday, Rohrabacher, who has long advocated for better relations with Russia, blasted critics of the Trump Jr. meeting with the Russians last year.
If someone says to you that they want to give you information, there is nothing wrong with that. If they think that there could be information that's important for our country to know from any foreigner, we should talk to them and find out what it is. And it is not illegal.
Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, had this reaction to the latest disclosure about Akshin attending the meeting with Donald Trump Jr. last year.
Deeply disturbing from beginning to end, and yet every day we learn more to concern us about the Trump campaign's willingness to work hand in hand with the Russian government.
And in a related development, former Trump campaign advisor Michael Caputo testified to the House Intelligence Committee and was asked by reporters afterwards about possible campaign connections to Russia.
I had no contact with Russians, that I never heard of anyone in the Trump campaign talking with Russians, that I never was asked questions about my time in Russia, that I never even spoke to anybody about Russia. I never heard the word Russia, and we did not use Russian dressing.
This is a serious issue, but that is a great line. Caputo testified behind closed doors today, and it does appear that congressional investigations are moving on a variety of fronts, and so is the special counsel probe, which reportedly is looking into the Donald Trump Jr. meeting and the emails as well. Jeff, back to you.